Because the truth of the matter is, I am not a natural player. In fact, naturally, I kind of suck. Hey everyone, it's Max. In this video, I want to discuss a question that's as old as time itself. Do you have to be talented to be a successful musician? Now before I start, I would just like to ask, if you like this video at any point, go ahead and tap or click the like button. And if you would like to see more videos like this or content like this in the future, tap or click the subscribe button. I also want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed already. My channel, at the time of this recording, is in its infancy, and I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who's already started to pour in support and believe in my channel. Thank you so much. Okay, back to business. The motivation to do this video came a couple of weeks ago. I was browsing through Facebook, and in a group, a question was asked that had a lively debate in the comments. That question was, do you have to be talented to be a successful musician? The overwhelming majority of responses and comments said, yes, indeed, you had to be talented to be a successful musician. And I can't say that I agree. In fact, I couldn't disagree more. One person answered it as, look at every great player. They all had talent and were prodigies. No amount of hard work can equal someone who was born with natural talent. Another person said, I've practiced 4 hours a day for over 20 years, but I have never exceeded an amateur level skill. Talent is most absolutely necessary. Who are all these people arguing and putting such a high value on talent? Well, I looked it up. For every person who said talent was required, I looked at their profile and when possible, listened to or watched a clip of them playing. And I have to agree, they're not very talented. I'm just kidding. That's me. I don't mean to be mean. What I'm trying to say is that the only thing in common to the people who argued that talent was required wasn't their mouthpiece or their trumpet or who they studied with or their favorite style of music. It was the fact that they didn't play at a high level. Now, I'm really not trying to be cruel here. I'm just saying that they don't play at a level where I would take their advice on how to be a good trumpet player or a good musician. And I'm not trying to be cruel again, but it's kind of like how Dave Ramsey says, you don't take financial advice from a broke person. I'm never going to take advice, musical advice or trumpet advice, from someone who can't walk the walk. When I look at the musicians whose playing I admire, all of them agree and have in common that hard work, determination, perseverance, focus were all tantamount in their success. And that's great news, especially for me. Because the truth of the matter is, I am not a natural player. In fact, naturally, I kind of suck. I don't have a gift. I don't have this superb talent. I didn't come out of the womb holding a trumpet. What I do have is a great work ethic. And this is impossible for you to know, but next to every accomplishment is a failure or two or three, a disappointment, a rejection, a time when I've shot for the moon and crashed and burned. This is a good segue to revisit the comment where the person said that they have practiced for 4 hours a day for 20 years. If you do something for 4 hours a day for 20 years, you should expect to surpass an amateur skill level. So, like I said a second ago, hard work and focus and attention, time alone will not make you a virtuoso. As seen from the comment above. Let's get this cleared up right away. When I say hard work, I don't mean punching a time clock. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you're bad at large intervals on the trumpet. So you decide that every day you're going to practice for an hour intervals, but you do them too quickly to do them correctly. You allow garbage in your sound or sound to change, or you're not really paying attention to the quality of the sound, the quality of the evenness. You're not playing it to an expert level, but you do it for an hour a day. And at the end of the month, you notice you're not that much better. In fact, you've noticed that you haven't improved, or even worse, you got worse. That's not very good, but you did work hard. You spent the time to get really good. You spent the time doing all those intervals, an hour a day. I don't know that I would consider that hard work. I wouldn't expect to get better from that. It's not working smart. Just doing something a lot doesn't mean you're going to get better. Again, punching a time clock is not the way to get better. I only say this and know this because I've been there. I used to be very proud of the fact that I practiced 6 hours a day or 5 hours a day. So much so that I wore it like a badge of honor. And I didn't even get a certificate. Like, that would have been cool if I got a certificate for I practiced 5 hours a day, but I didn't even get that. I wore this bravura, this ego, this I practiced X amount of hours a day. Now, the things that weren't special were lost auditions, rejections from grad schools, competitions and performances where I've played poorly. My career has been littered with that. And so I feel motivated and empowered to say, time alone can't make you better. The only thing that's going to get you is disappointment. By the way, I gauge all of my life's disappointments by when I learned about Canadian bacon being just ham cut in a circle. I think it was like 6. I went to a restaurant and I saw Canadian bacon and I thought, oh, it must be thick cut maple infused bacon. Thick cut because of the harsh winters, to endure the harsh winters of Canada, and maple because of Canada, maple syrup. So I saw it on the menu and I instantly order it. It comes and I'm like, what? Where's the Canadian bacon? And the waiter's like, right there. I'm thinking, it's just circular ham. And even the waiter, to a 6-year-old, was like, yeah. So to this day, anytime I'm disappointed and I think, is this as bad as the time of Canadian? No, it's never as bad. Canadian bacon, most disappointing thing of all time. All the poutine in the world couldn't redeem the disappointment that is Canadian bacon. Because poutine, I know I'm going to get slammed for this, it's just cheese curds and gravy on your french fries. You know what I would take 10 times out of 10 times over poutine? Cheese fries with real bacon. Now, these are just jokes. I say this because, well, it's not really, Canadian bacon is disappointing. That's not a joke. The poutine, that's a joke. Hopefully all my Canadian friends don't get too upset. Let's get back to tracks, okay? You need to be smart with your practicing. Now, I've already made a video called My Top 5 Practice Skills, and that's available up here in the top right corner. Click that card, and it'll take you to that video. But for simplicity's sake, number 1, you should have a specific improvement goal in mind. Number 2, you should know what you want to sound like, and that means being well informed with what is a good sound, what is success. Number 3, you should have a way to measure what success and improvement looks like. So let's say you do lip trills and you want to do more even. Okay, make sure that it's even, more even today than yesterday, and document it. Or if it's a speed thing and it already is even, make it 1 click faster today than it was yesterday, or whatever the goal is. And number 4, if you don't know how to improve or what to look for, work with somebody. Work with a teacher, a mentor, a coach. Find out how to improve. When I was younger, my mom was famous for telling me 2 things about success. The first thing was intention and attention. And that's the most simple way that I can say your time, that time alone, that's intention. You're going to practice X amount of hours a day, intention. But what your mind is focused on, what you are fixated upon, what your goals are, that is attention. One without the other isn't the path to success. Both facets are required to be successful. Another thing my mom said nearly constantly was the famous quote by Calvin Coolidge. Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan, "Press on," has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. I just want to say thank you for everyone who's watched this video so far. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for continuously checking in for new videos. Lastly, I want to talk about my Patreon account. I set up a Patreon account because my passion is performing and developing the trumpet's aesthetic portfolio. I love making high-quality music videos and recordings, but that doesn't come without lots of effort and time and even some expenses. So I want to talk a bit about the tiers in my membership. First off, I have a $1 a month tier. This tier is for anyone who wants to support my work on other platforms. In this way, it's a monthly tip. My other tiers are essentially all the same, except for the top 2 tiers. Now, I've set it up this way so that you can pick the value that you are most comfortable with. Each level at $5, $10, $20, and $50 comes with the same things. The Clarino Quarterly Concert Series, which is a recital series of every live recital that I do once a quarter. You'll have early access to updates, tickets, releases. You'll have access to Just the Facts with Max, which will feature analytical thoughts on music theory, historical significance, and performance practice. You'll have recital and solo recordings, practice session breakdowns monthly, and a monthly masterclass. For the $100 tier, you get everything I listed earlier, plus one-on-one musical coaching each month. My top tier is a tier called the Clarino Visionary tier. And just like the $100 tier, you get everything, including a one-on-one musical coaching once a month. Also, it provides funding for the Clarino Visionary Scholarship. Now, the Clarino Visionary Scholarship is a scholarship to an at-risk and underprivileged and underserved youth who needs trumpet lessons. This tier funds that all year long. Now, if you want to contribute to the Clarino Visionary Scholarship, but not at the $350 a month tier, stay tuned for details about a GoFundMe to help fund that scholarship. And with all that done, I just want to say thank you for your help. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining and being a part of this. I'm terrible at byes and goodbyes, so catch you on the next video. Bye. Say hi to the camera, buddy. Say hi.
Dada.
Dada stuff. Dada loves you. All right, now say bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Go see Mama.